Welcome, 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 welcome back, family. Welcome to the Reiki, healing, hope, community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you bloom and or blossom. I am Jessica, a Reiki master and intuitive. And today we have a special healing session. We have a self-care healing session just to check in with you and make sure your self-care is doing well. And can you believe it? We are almost at the end of Full Face April. It has been a wonderful journey, and you're still going to see my face in May, so no worries with that. But we have one more video, and so if there's any requests for what we want to do our last Full Face April video, it is our first time that we see each other face to face, from me looking at you and you looking back at me with those beautiful eyes, as well as you coming to the energy healing circles and me being able to see you and meet you and us sharing that space together. So beautiful and so lovely. Our next energy healing circle is May 12th, 8 p.m. EST. You can sign up in the description box below. Super duper exclusive, and I see you, you see me, and we just make it happen. So I'm so excited for all those who have already signed up. I'm really happy. Cannot wait. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm being called to do is clear you out with the Palo Santo. Just doing a little waiting game here, letting it, get nice and saturated. Okay, we're starting to smoke. Okay, we're getting a little bit more here. Beautiful. Finding this area around you. Finding this movement. This space. And this peace. You are loved infinitely. When I was looking at you, I was like, was I just looking cross-eyed? I don't know. I don't know what I do half the time. But this I do love to do. Going into that psychic ability, that psychic vision, those psychic gifts that we talked about. Those who have the gift of fertility, very Yemonya of you. And all of those other powerful healing abilities. So, as I'm working with you, and just going through, doing a bit of clearing out the aura, how's it going? How's life right now? What are you doing? Who is surrounding you? Who are you having a great old time with, or who is just irritating you? Either or is fine. We never have to be too perfect that we can't have a realistic experience of needing our me time. And I pulled some cards for me today. That's why I feel very drawn to do this self-care session, because I was just like, what's going on? Let me see what's going up. What's coming up for me. And it talked about boundaries, talked about medicine woman. It talked about all of these things that I hold near and dear to my heart. But today the topic of boundaries has been so important, especially when it comes to self-care. Boundaries of the people you keep around you. Boundaries of how you spend your time. boundaries of how you live your life, and that you're living life in the way that you want to, that serves your highest purpose, your greatest understanding, and your greatest peace. Boundaries, they're just so beautiful because I think that it is very easy to be lost in wanting to love other people, wanting to help other people, wanting to idolize other people, wanting to not like other people. It is so easy to get lost and project outside of ourselves. But to really enact boundaries and to go inside of ourselves and be like, you know what? I just want to be of the highest peace and go through the highest healing experience possible. And that's going to require me, just taking my time and just finding a way through. And that means I gotta say no. Gotta say no to certain people. Like, no sis, sorry. You gotta say no to certain situations. Like, I'm not gonna do those anymore. I'm not gonna let them seep back in. We had a wonderful, wonderful family member reach out to me about cord cutting after the video that we had earlier this week. And with that, I talked about how when you want to sever a cord, we can have an energetic healing session. We can sever the cord. You can sever the cord yourself. But the biggest thing is not the actual cutting of the cord. The biggest thing is making sure that that energy does not come back into your life. And that's with what people struggle with. They struggle with survivor's remorse. They struggle with not having strong boundaries because they're confusing codependence with toxic. I want to use the word commitment, but that's not what I'm trying to say. You just have a connection, that has existed for a long time. It could pre-exist this lifetime. It could be you incarnating with the same group of people with the same kind of legacy, and you just loyalty. Y'all, I was really struggling there. I was like, it's on the tip of my tongue. Yes, loyalty, toxic loyalty, and thinking it's the same thing as being loyal. It is not. And you gotta put yourself first in your own self-healing, even if it's not pretty, even if that means you gotta do it on your own, and you might be nervous and scared and walking into new parts of your life and new adventures or things that are a little bit harder than what you've always been used to doing. And sometimes that's much better than sticking with what you know because it's safe and there's toxic energy involved. So I recommended meditating every day for 30 to 90 days and taking 15 minutes out a day, and to really focus on that, focus on the connection you want to let go, and balancing yourself each and every day to align yourself with that frequency if you really want to sever those ties. So that way, the other person wanting to come in and out your life no longer holds you as like this ball and chain, especially if you were the one who gave in a lot of times. Logically, why wouldn't somebody want to be in your life if you're creating an environment that makes them feel comfortable, regardless of if it's at your expense? So self-care is really taking the time out for yourself, for what you love, or just rest. When I tell you the value of taking a nap in the middle of the day, I can't explain it. Just the love for just taking a nap. I love sleeping in general, but just that feeling of like, especially in the middle of the day, it's like, I don't even want to get up. I'm not good at power naps either. I need to take give me 2 to 3 hours and I'm good. And I know that's a huge chunk of the day, but when I get that, especially on the weekends, it's a whole done deal. So what do you do in your life that allows you lovely, lovely self-care? Drop a comment on what are your self-care practices, because I know we would love to hear and can learn so much about it. Sometimes, like, just being in a shower, it's like your own little mini spa. You're like, okay, this is nice. Or one of my favorite things to do is when I'm alone or when people sleep, I turn off everything. I turn off the lights, I turn off the TVs, I turn off everything, and I sit in silence and I just connect with my spirit guides, higher self, goddesses, all just for my highest vibrational good, God. Or I just honestly be sitting in silence sometimes, because it is just so good to tune out everything, always on a rush, always on the go, and just being able to be like, okay, I'm chilling right now, this is good. And it feels so recharging. It almost feels like you just took a nap, to just unplug. So the quarantine has been a very difficult period for us as a species. The one thing I can say is it has required a lot of people to reconnect with the earth. Number one, how what we do impacts the earth, as well as finding entertainment, finding love, finding a connection to doing things outside, walking, running, working out there, no longer being so busy. And this is a scenario in which I don't think as a species right now in our collective consciousness would we have been able to do this and elected to do this. We would have put so many other things in front. And this is forcing those who choose to utilize this period to go inside, to clear out, to cleanse out, to nest, to be like, okay, I'm good. So use this period as best you can, and prayers in the highest vibration sent out to those during this period who are having challenging times with shelter, with employment, and all of those things. Sending the highest love and the highest protection your way. Knowing that we are a community that loves you, loves you, loves you, and hopes for your safety at all times. So I'm gonna go in with some smudging spray. Who doesn't like some smudging spray? Lavender sage smudge. This stuff smells awesome. And there's quartz, clear quartz. I had to look up, like, what is this? So I'm gonna just give you a little 1, 2, 3. Feel that, breathe that in. Also, I just put a question in our community. Would you all like an hour-long energy healing session? Let me know. Go to the poll and tell me yes, tell me no, or tell me I just go with the flow. And I would really love to put something together like that for you, but only if you want it, because if you don't want it, I mean, you just keep this ball rolling, okay? And so right now is the point where we go and we say a prayer, and as a multi-faith family, coming together and respecting all of the lineages that we come from, all of the new wisdom that we learn. This is a community of learning more. This is a community of honoring and reinforcing what we do know. And this is a community of coexisting and coming together with the collective to be of a connection to the source, energy, God, whatever you want to call it, okay? For the highest vibrational good only. So, because consent matters, and I'm not going to do nothing unless you say it's cool, okay? Do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest good, please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Katumi, Yamunya, Oshun, Mawu, all the Taras. Please connect us to the archangels, spirit guides, spirit animals, our lineage, and all for our highest vibrational good only, rooting us down in our individual healing experience, connecting us as a community, and bringing love forth in this self-care, and finding some time for us to have self-care even if we feel like we don't. And I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So right now, as I was tuning into community, what I got, especially during this quarantine period, was career transitions, a career change. This period is a wonderful time to do planning, and if you wanted to do a career change, this is the perfect time to do it. You have a lot more time on your hands. You're able to control what you do in the day. So if that's bringing some validation, go ahead and comment in the comment section, share what you want to do, or just say yes, or give a little heart, whatever it is. But this is the perfect time, and I know that it is a difficult time, and it's not a time that we're just trying to be, opportunists and say, oh, lilies and butterflies all the time. No, not at all. But this is a strategic time that if you would like to transform your life, and you would like to do that drastic career change in which you wouldn't have normally had the space to do that, or walk into a new passion, walk into a new project, walk into a new way of life, this is the time to do it. The universe has literally, Mother Earth has literally been like this. Whoosh, parted the seas and was like, come on, walk on through if you want to. You can stay where you're at, or you can walk on through. So definitely think about taking that. I'm getting a lot of energy from a lot of people around me considering school, going back to school, going to school for the first time. I'm also getting energy of wanting to start entrepreneurial things, wanting to go into new passions, new hobbies. Very, very creative, fertile period. Do not, and I implore you, do not ignore those callings that you're having, even if it don't make sense. Even if it's like, go plant a mango tree and you live in the Arctic and you're like, how do I do that? I don't know. But if it is a calling, the best thing you can ever do for your intention, this is especially for healers out there, the best thing you can ever do for your intention is to listen to it, even if it doesn't make sense. And the intention is always for the highest vibrational good. The ego is where it starts to get all weird. But this thing that wants you to just have a sweet, love, joyous experience of life, even if it requires putting in some hard work, which can be difficult, listen to it, because that's going to lead you in your direction forward. So I'm glad you were here. I hope you enjoyed our self-care session, and I just hope you're doing well. I'm in the live chat when this premieres, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. EST. So holla at your girl, because I'm right there available to talk, having a good time. And comment, because you all know I answer each and every one of your comments because I care what you're up to, what you're going through. So it's just really interesting to hear your journey, and I love to be a part of it. Thank you. And again, just another little tidbit for those healers out there. I have something coming soon, so be patient, okay? And some other stuff up my sleeve, so just keep an eye out. But Full Face April's almost done, and I really appreciated sharing this time and having this space to share my face. So if no one has said it to you, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Don't touch your face. Wash your hands. Take care of yourselves. Have that self-care. And I love you. So until next time, family.